Hi, I'm Pav.
And I'm Neil.
And welcome to the Top 10 of Anything podcast.
Let's start the countdown.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Arguably the greatest decade of music had some amazing number ones. Of course, we now have to try and pick our favourite number one from each year of the 80s. Easy? Let's see, shall we? Here's Neil with 10 80s number one facts. Hit it, Neil.
Thank you very much, Pav. So, a stalwart of the 80s, the Police, got their band name from Stuart Copeland, the drummer. His father worked for the CIA. The first music video to be shown on MTV was Video Killed the Radio Star by the Buggles, which appeared on August the 1st, 1981. Yeah. Thriller, released by Michael Jackson in 1982, continues to hold the record for the world's best-selling album. The album was certified 30 times multi-platinum, meaning 30 million sales in the United States alone.
Get down!
Naina's number 199 Red Balloons is a protest song against nuclear war. Guns N' Roses' biggest hit was Sweet Child of Mine, but Slash is quoted as saying it's his least favourite of all their songs.
Is that the 80s, is it?
It was, 87. The biggest selling single from the 80s in the UK was Band-Aid, Do They Know It's Christmas? Yeah. And in the US, it was Olivia Newton-John's Physical. Yeah. Biggest selling album in the UK from the 80s was Brothers in Arms, Dire Straits. Yeah. Biggest selling album in the US was Michael Jackson's Thriller. Yeah. And the biggest selling artist of the 80s combined was, do you want to have a guess?
Michael Jackson.
Well done.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
There we are.
Some wonderful facts, all about arguably, but I think the greatest decade of music ever, the 1980s. I may be wrong, but in my mind, I feel that that's right.
Well,
hello, Neil.
Hello, Pav. Just to answer that, it's a very, very close decade to our heart, isn't it? It's the year that we were sort of secondary school and leaving school. So
I think it's the decade that we learned to love music, I think is the thing, isn't it?
Yeah,
definitely. Yeah. And joining us for this celebration of the 80s, ladies and gentlemen, our Patreon pal. No, just our pal. Yeah. Lovely Kim. Hello, Kim.
Hello, guys. All right.
We're good.
Very well.
Looking forward to this one. We've done
Me too.
a couple of 80s music top 10s. And this one, where the format, I will explain, is a little bit different. Instead of picking our favorite 10 of the 80s, we're now taking each year and picking our favorite number one from each of those years. So I found it easy. There was one year that I had there's a lot of great songs and great number ones. So Kim, you're obviously a massive fan of the 80s.
I'm a massive fan of the 80s. Yeah, always have been. Well, since the 80s.
Yeah.
And I have to admit, most of the music that I listen to now is still the 80s.
Yeah.
Now.
And why not?
Yeah.
Because it's some great music, isn't it?
Yeah.
How did you pick from all the number ones?
Well, actually, it was quite tricky for me because all the artists or bands that I thought were my favorites didn't actually have number one singles. So I had to pick songs that were classics, obviously. My all-time favorite songs have come up in this, so that I'm very pleased about. But I did have a few near misses as well, with ones that I wanted to, and as Pav said, some years there are just so many to choose from. But,
what about you, Neil?
Well, I did the my standard with music is I go onto my iTunes and the most played and looked at the ones in the list and saw if I had them on my playlist, and then went for the most listened. I thought, well, it's the only way I can do it.
Yeah.
Because that's the only way to do the Sophie's choice and pick your baby.
Yeah.
The other thing I found as well is, obviously, we've done our favorite songs of the 80s top 10.
Mm.
And I think a couple of those were number ones, and I think one of them I have chosen for one of my years. But I was looking, like I said, I was looking at the number ones, and there was some songs that, and I think I've said before, is I don't particularly like certain people. I like songs. So if there's a good song, I don't care who has done it. I don't, and you'll see that on a couple of my choices for the number ones that I like for the specific years. So it all depends on what kind of song it is. But like I said, I think it was 1982. I had the hardest. I left it blank for so long. And even now, going back like 1980, the very first year, which we'll do in a second, I've chosen the one I've chosen. I could have chosen 8 or 9 of those. I'm just looking at it now.
Yeah, there's a lot to choose from, isn't there?
So many to choose from. But like I say, it's a different kind of format for this one. We have done this one already for the 90s with Robin. So
just quickly before we start, I'm intrigued to see how many we've got the same.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Yeah, but there were some great songs that were like one-hit wonders as well in this year, which I suppose there are in every year. But go on then, Kim.
Okay, so
1980.
kicking off 1980. Again, there were at least 4 in this list that I could have picked, but my ultimate one was Atomic by Blondie.
That's the one that I nearly put on there. I did change it in the end because of what my quota of how to choose, but what a great song, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's not out of place these days either, is it?
No, it's not dated at all. I don't think.
No.
And I think 1980 was Blondie's year.
When you look at the number ones, yes.
Call Me.
Yeah, Call Me.
On there. And also
Tide is High.
Tide is High. So 3 number ones. Tide is High is a fantastic song.
Well, so's Call Me, I think.
So's Call Me. I mean, I think we're going to just say that all the way through.
Yeah.
Well, Blondie's a great band. I mean, and it's nice that they're still going as well, aren't they?
Yes.
Right now, I haven't seen like 2022 Blondie. So do they sound like 2022 Bon Jovi?
No, she actually still sounds pretty good. I thought I've not personally seen, and they've just been announced for next year's, if you're listening to this in 2022, Isle of Wight headline as part of on the Isle of Wight festival as well. So
okay. Nice fact there, Neil. Okay then, Neil, your 1980 number one.
So like I said to Kim, I very nearly went for Blondie myself, but in the end I chose David Bowie and Ashes to Ashes because a big fan of David Bowie. And like I said, the quota that I used to get to pick was what I listened to the most or had listened to the most, and that was certainly up there of that year. I love Bowie, and I'm an early Bowie and into the early 80s. I'm going to be probably shot down in flames. I wasn't a huge fan of the 84 and onwards when he was sort of working with Nile Rodgers and people like that. I like some of the tracks, but the albums weren't masterpieces to me like they have.
What is that, like his Thin White Duke dance kind of thing?
That's it. Yeah. I didn't mind China Girl, thought that was all right. Anyway, we digress, don't we? We go on. We could list all his songs, but yeah, Ashes to Ashes, I still think is a great song. And I always, wrongly, but I always now think of it as Rick from the Young Ones when they're having the funeral. Do you remember the bit?
Yes.
And he stood at he's reciting. They're doing the whatever it is, ashes to the ashes to ashes.
Yeah.
And then Rick just carries on. I always think of that in my head. But.
Again, I get the feeling like this decade, the Young Ones and everything was sort of intrinsic to the music and everything.
Yeah.
Get down!
That was from Doll. That's right. That took a while to get that.
I can imagine it would.
Yes. Okay. My number one. This was the one that 1982 was the one I couldn't quite sort out. But this one, I chose Xanadu by Olivia Newton-John.
Wow.
Yellow.
Okay.
It is just a fantastic song.
It is.
And apart from the fact that I've always been in love with Olivia Newton-John.
Yeah.
And the video, which Patreon supporters will see on the video playlist, She looks absolutely gorgeous.
What was the video in that one? I can't remember.
It's basically, I think it's a clip. It's clips from the film.
Film.
Is it?
Xanadu.
Yeah, I remember the movie.
There's loads of people like roller skating around and doing body popping, and Gene Kelly is at the very, very start. But she looks very 70s going into 80s. She has that 70s hair, if you like, but she just looks amazing, absolutely amazing. And she's got a
beautiful
voice.
lady, wasn't she?
She was a beautiful lady, God bless her. But then going through, so let me see. So what did you have? Atomic, yeah. Atomic was number 1 for 2 weeks. Ashes to Ashes was number 1 for
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
And Xanadu was number 1
week.
For just 1 week.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. That Kim at the call center.
Yeah.
What she's
Kim at the call center. What a
Actually,
job.
it's really sad that all these things really fascinate me, how long things were number 1 for. And,
I'm exactly the same.
Yeah. And the fact also, Pav, that you mentioned about videos. I mean, we just don't get that anymore, do we? The craze about video.
I was looking at the number 1s for 2000s, and it's amazing how many of them were just for 1 week. Nothing seemed to last, as you get into 2000s, but then you're going downloads and that as well.
Yeah.
It's a completely different game. Okay. 1991 then, Kim, please.
81, please.
Sorry, 1981 then, please, Kim.
Well, this was a very easy choice for me, because this was the year of my best song of all time, which is Imagine by John Lennon.
Oh, it's the same as mine, Kim. I'm with you on that one.
Yeah,
it's a beautiful song, timeless
absolutely
song.
Yeah.
I mean, we know it wasn't written in the 80s, it was from before, but obviously it was to commemorate the death of John Lennon, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, what a song though.
What a song. Yeah.
Makes sense. I mean, it wasn't that was 4 weeks number 1. So it was number 1 at the end of the year, wasn't it? Because that was when he passed, when he got shot.
Yeah.
Spoilers, anybody that doesn't know.
Who hasn't got to 1980 yet.
Yeah. And then it went obviously into and then he was number 1 again straight after with Woman. So
yes, with Woman. Yeah.
I mean, it's a great song. Yeah, it's a beautiful song. It does get a bit of not bad press, but like people do get a bit snooty about that for some reason, don't they?
I think sometimes it becomes, we've spoken about it on numerous podcasts, is when you hear a song so many times, you don't deny it's a beautiful song, but you get bored of it.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably what's happened to certain
I think you take it for granted a little bit, I think, without a shadow of a doubt. So the one that I've gone for this year is one that I had in my top 10 80s songs of all time, and it's I forgot what it was now. It's Queen and David Bowie, Under Pressure.
Under Pressure.
Which was number 1 for 2 weeks.
Another timeless classic though, isn't it?
I mean, but then I think 81 and 82 were the 2 years that had, I think, the best number 1s.
Yeah.
Apart from Shut Up Your Face by Joe Dolce.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
It kept Vienna off number 1.
I don't
know.
care.
I mean,
what's wrong with that song?
Whoa.
Shut up your face. But you had Stand and Deliver, Being With You, Smokey Robinson, a fantastic song. And I loved the video because he had like an orange pool table in the video, if you can remember.
No, I don't remember that. But
there's a video of him, like he's singing the song, I'm assuming at his beach house, and it's the out of the window you can see the sea and the beach. And I'm sure it's an orange. Again, the video playlist will show it. He plays pool on an orange pool table.
Wow.
I thought, wow, how extravagant is that? He hasn't even got like a green pool table. Tainted Love.
Yeah.
Prince Charming. Again, this is the year for Adam and the Ants.
Adam and the Ants. Big.
Great.
Ghost Town by the Specials.
Yeah, I know. That's a fab song.
Great song, isn't it?
God. Don't You Want Me? Human League.
Yep.
Every little thing she does is magic by the Police. It's just banger after banger, classic after classic. Jealous Guy, Roxy Music, which was another
John Lennon song.
John Lennon song.
I used to prefer that version. I'm starting to sway the other way.
I actually did as well. But then you went from epic classic songs to Shut Up Your Face.
Yeah.
Making Your Mind Up, Bucks Fizz.
I mean, classic. Eurovision,
stuff.
wasn't it? It's yeah,
Japanese
I mean,
boy.
yeah,
I was going to say, it's not Anelka, is it? It's Anika.
No, it's Anika.
Anita, yeah.
It's My Party.
Yeah.
Dave Stewart and Barbara Gaskin. There's some great songs. It's just it's just the 80s. For goodness sake, can't we just go back to the 80s? Back to coal strikes and.
Would you like to go back to the 80s and be the age you were in the 80s, or go back to the 80s as the age you are now?
Oh, the age I was.
Yeah.
I would like to go back the age I was, knowing what I know now.
Oh.
I would have had a girlfriend a whole lot earlier if I'd have known. I would have done. I would have tried. I'm not saying I would have done. I would have tried for a girlfriend.
Yeah.
Instead of waiting until I was 18 and just having to be like a late bloomer at that kind of stuff. But that was way too.
Well, I think then it was the way. I think we all did that then, didn't we?
Do you think?
Yeah.
I think so. It's a lot more.
Yeah.
I don't want to say repressed, but repressed.
Yeah.
I don't know. Some of my mates all had girlfriends when they were like, so what was this? I mean, this is 81. So I was, what was I, 12? So maybe not at 12.
Yeah, I was going to say pretty young. Plenty of time
15,
to blossom.
and like all my mates had girlfriends. But this is far too much information about my personal life. No one needs to know this. That's all.
It's there on record for all time.
Yeah.
So we don't need your biography.
I can pretend that the internet cut out then and cut all this. This podcast is going to be like 12 minutes long. Okay, then, Kim, give us your number. Oh, no, you're 1982.
Okay, did you both do your? Oh, yours was the same as mine, wasn't it?
Yeah,
mine was under pressure.
Okay, so 82 again, really easy choice for me. Another one of my all-time favorite songs. Come on, Eileen.
I thought
Dexy's Midnight Runners.
This quite often gets put in the top one-hit wonders, doesn't it? This song.
Well, yeah.
But
they did have a lot of other singles, but
they had
none
a number
were
one
ever.
in 1981.
Yeah, Gino, wasn't it? Yeah,
1980.
But no song was ever as good as "Come On, Eileen."
No,
they've never done another one.
No.
Yeah. So I just find that really odd. It's on an album, one of these one-hit wonder albums, and they've shoved it on there, and I think that makes no sense. But a great song, and everybody, I always remember at the discos doing the dance with their arms behind their backs and their legs going up.
Yeah, 4 weeks at number one.
Yeah,
made dungarees fashionable again,
and espadrilles.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Well, I was more into the 85 plus when Miami Vice came out.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
And did anyone really sing along and know the words that Kevin Rowland was singing? Because he's very, very hard to try and work out what the lyrics were.
Yeah.
Very, very hard. Even now, I don't know.
Well, yeah.
I mean, like, it's poor old Johnny Ray.
Yeah.
And then I've always gone, say the centerfold of Binivo with a million hearts in mono. Now, I know that some of that's probably nearly right. And then I would love to know. I should look and see what the lyrics are for that.
Yeah,
I haven't got a blip.
Probably amaze you that you think, "Whoa, shit!
Yeah,
everything was completely wrong." I've been singing.
Yeah.
I was just talking of this song. Did you see the girl last year? And it made all sorts of online stuff and everything. Who went as fancy dress as "Come On, Eileen."
Oh God, I don't even want.
Oh God, no!
I'm not gonna. It was genius. It was genius. She had a name tag with Eileen, and she was just basically doused in icing.
Yeah, I bet she was.
She was, and it was funny, and she won.
Wow!
I bet she
did. Yeah, she won the big competition.
I bet it was a pity vote if she had to be on. And you saw it was icing.
Well, that I don't know, because I wasn't really around, and it wasn't anything to do with me. I mean,
oh no,
no.
To do with me.
No, I wish it had been, but
all right, Neil, that's way too much.
No, what's in winning the competition, you buffoon?
Oh right, I thought you meant providing the icing.
No, top 10 bukkake moments.
Yeah.
No, we're not.
Oh dear. Okay, Neil, what's yours?
Madness, House of Fun.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I actually remember buying this on the 7-inch vinyl. I think I've still got it in my vinyl collection. I used to love it to pieces, so much so that, like I said, it's on the playlist now. It's a fun song, yet a great song at the same time, isn't it? Are you a Madness fan, Kim?
I am a huge Madness fan. Yes.
Yeah.
I have seen them live as well,
Yeah.
and they do this song very, very well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Madness, every time a Madness single came out, it was always an event because they didn't do a good single, they did a fantastic video that went with it as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
And some of the sleeves as well for the vinyl.
Yeah, and they were the first band that I noticed that when you looked at the vinyl, there was a message scratched in the vinyl.
Oh, I never noticed
There
that.
was always like, it was only like 4 or 5 words or 2 or 3 words or something, but there'd be something, they'd scratch something that obviously when it went to press, then it would go on all of them.
Yeah.
But on the master, when they must have pressed, and it would be just like something, it would just, I don't know, hello there, or I'm sure it was Madness singles.
Wow.
And because I'd never seen that on any other singles before.
That's a great bit of PR, isn't it?
Yeah.
Very, very clever. Very, very clever. This was the one that I could have chosen 8 or 9 of these without a shadow of a doubt. And you're not going to believe it when I say that I actually chose Land of Make Believe by Bucks Fizz.
Yeah.
Because it's a fantastic song. I mean, whatever you think about Bucks Fizz, and I think it's on YouTube, and I will put a link in the our video playlist for the documentary about when David Van Day of Dollar joined Bucks Fizz.
Yeah.
It is car crash television.
Oh, really?
Oh my God. I mean, everyone knows, I mean, I'm not speaking ill of a prick, but David Van Day is a prick. He is one of the biggest pricks you are ever going to see. And this is when like Mike Nolan had left. It was basically, who was the other guy's name? Bobby G?
Bobby G, yeah.
It was his version of Bucks Fizz. So it was him, his girlfriend, I think another girl, and then they wanted another guy, and they got David Van Day to join them. And it got to the point where David Van Day in the end was trying to take Bucks Fizz off of Bobby G and calling it like David Van Day's Bucks Fizz. And it is ridiculous because you see just what an arrogant prick David Van Day
but he showed himself up on telly anyway, didn't he, David Van Day, on some reality? Yeah, but there was one reality show where he was like booted off and all sorts, wasn't he?
Well, that was I'm a Celebrity, wasn't it? I think he was on I'm a Celebrity. Yeah, I think he was on I'm a Celebrity, but he was also on Loose Women, or he broke up with his girlfriend live on telly or something. On Loose Women or something like that. So, but yeah, I'll put those on the video playlist because I remember I was on a podcast and they were saying you've got to watch it. It's just like it's unbelievable. So I thought I'll watch a little bit of it, and it's that cringe TV that you don't want to watch because he really is a horrible person, but you can't not watch it. You know,
how long is it?
I don't know. It's good. I think it was like different parts.
Oh, okay. I might watch that.
Wow.
But yeah, I should put it in there. But yeah, he's a terrible, terrible person. Anyway, Kim, who's not a terrible person. 1980.
Did we get Neil's?
Yes, we did. House of Fun.
Yes, Madness. We did. Yeah. So 83. This is the year that I struggled with. Had so many that I could have chosen. And Kajagoogoo Too Shy was right up there.
I bet.
But in the end, it was Karma Chameleon by Culture Club.
Okay.
I loved Culture Club.
Yeah. Well, you'll be watching
I'll be watching I'm a Celebrity. Yes, I will indeed. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am a little bit worried about it because I've seen things with Boy George before and he's not come out of it too well.
No.
No. So yeah,
I think it depends on what's happening in his life.
Yes.
Yeah. Sometimes he can be in good places. Sometimes he can be.
He's had a lot of demons. Hasn't he?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Bless him.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I must admit,
what a voice he had.
I know.
What a voice. Or it had, or still got, I should say.
Yeah.
From 83, now, because 83 was the year that the very first Now That's What I Call Music came out.
Yes. Yeah.
So I look at the number ones from 1983 and think, well, that's basically like two sides of Now That's What I Call Music, the album that first came out.
Yeah.
And you sort of think, So go on then, Neil, what was yours?
The Police, Every Breath You Take. A beautiful, beautiful song. I love this song still to this day. A huge fan of The Police. So much so I tried desperately to go and see them when they reformed, whenever it was, how many years ago. saved up my money thinking I'll be able to get a ticket, and I still couldn't afford a ticket for it.
Bless.
So I didn't ever get to see them. But yeah, I think they were a great trio of musicians, wrote some fantastic songs. Definitely. And the greatest hits is quite often what I play a lot.
Me too.
Yeah.
That for me is one of those songs that you take for granted. And it's sort of like, at the moment, I feel if I never hear that song again, I wouldn't really mind. Because I've heard it. I've just heard it so much. Many times.
I understand that. Yeah.
You know, and it's sort of like, it becomes like you take for granted just what a great song it is. But it's sort of like, oh, okay, right, yeah, I'll take it or leave it.
And then other people take it as well, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Speaking to a lot of musicians as well, it's one that they never want to cover that many musicians because they say it's really hard to play.
I can imagine. I don't think there's any Police song that's easy to play.
Well, no, this is true.
Whether you got the guitar line in it or the drumming is two of the things, let alone somebody singing and playing bass at the same time.
Yeah, and Sting has quite a unique voice, doesn't he?
Very unique.
Very unique.
Very high for a man.
Yeah.
Put it that way. I chose for 83, again, could have been any of them, to be perfectly honest, but I've gone for Down Under, Men at Work.
Another great song.
Another good song.
Yeah.
I was always put off by them to start with because the video, they do that funny little dancing on the dune.
Yeah.
I thought they're just trying to be like Madness. They're trying to be the Australian version of Madness. And I thought, nah, but you can't deny. And this song has a very dark story behind it because the flute playing on it, apparently the guy that did the flute playing took the line of the flute playing from I think it's something like a Scout tune or something, an Australian Scout anthem.
Wow.
And ended up getting taken to court for copyright and ended up committing suicide over it.
No.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I think that's pretty. I mean, please check on Google, everybody, but I'm pretty that's what it was. And the whole episode of him having to deal with the court case because that whole bit was apparently lifted from something else, and it all went to court for copyright. And he ended up committing suicide.
I'll never listen to that song and eat my Vegemite the same way again.
And the weird thing is like I sing this sometimes, and I always think of that when I'm singing. So you're in the middle of a party, and you think, "Oh my god!" Especially when that flute bit starts. But there you go. So happy evening, everybody.
Yeah.
Goodness me. Anyway, let's move on. Kim, 1984.
Okay, 84 was another one I struggled with because big Frankie fan, big Wham fan. So they sort of dominated a lot of it, but in the end had to go Do They Know It's Christmas, Band-Aid.
Okay. I mean,
well,
can't get more iconic than that.
No, absolutely. It's
I know. I mean, just become the mainstay of every Christmas album ever released as well now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And any of the other versions, well, we'll forget the Stock Aitken and Warp.
Yeah, version. No, don't even go there.
But when they did the 20 years or whatever it was version, it still didn't quite have the same sparkle.
And it won't, will it? No. That was a moment in time.
Yeah, exactly.
A moment in time. And that's a very good one. That is a very good one, Kim. Go on then, Neil.
So, Kim, I did go for a Frankie song because I love this song. And I even bought the 12-inch, which again I still have. Two Tribes.
Two Tribes.
We talk about videos.
Yeah.
Frankie Goes to Hollywood videos.
I mean, wow.
You didn't see them, did you?
Not a lot of them. We didn't, because they weren't allowed to play them.
No,
unless you stayed up at 11 o'clock on Channel 4 and watched
That's it, and watched it, wasn't it? But this one was Reagan and Gorbachev, wasn't it, fighting?
Reagan and it wasn't Gorbachev. It was
Brezhnev, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't Brezhnev.
Oh, I thought it was Gorbachev.
No, it was the guy with the white hair, wasn't it? It was.
It couldn't have been Yeltsin.
Yeah, thinking.
No, because Yeltsin wasn't until like after Gorbachev.
No, it definitely wasn't Gorbachev, because Gorbachev was the one that had the thing on his head, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And Brezhnev was the one with the big bushy eyebrows. It was the one. I mean, I can't go onto Google, so you need to find out who it was. But
let me quickly
have a little look.
Yeah,
but, yeah. So
talk amongst yourselves
okay.
while I don't.
You tell us yours, Pav.
Well, I've gone for a Frankie song as well.
Yours is Relax, right?
It's not. It's The Power of Love.
Oh, The Power of Love.
Because for me, The Power of Love is not just a great Christmas song. It is a great ballad. It is. Yeah. I think it was in. It might have been. It's definitely been in the top 10 of whether it's sad songs or songs that make you cry or something like that.
Wow.
For me, The Power of Love is just one of those great love songs.
Yeah.
But I bought all of Frankie's like singles on cassette single.
Right.
You
okay.
can remember those?
Yeah, cassette singles.
And things like Relax, Two Tribes, the whole Welcome to the Pleasure Dome.
Yeah.
Was fantastic. It was such a great album. Mainly for the fact that what was I? So I'd have been 15 at this point, and I've already made the statement that I didn't have a girlfriend at 15. But there was one of the songs on Welcome to the Pleasure Dome that the end of the song was the sound of a man and a woman having sex.
Wow.
Can you not remember that? It's like it's grunting and groaning and stuff like that. And for a 15-year-old boy or man or young man that didn't have a girlfriend, that was very, very helpful. I'm just gonna say. Because
and didn't have the internet.
Yeah, exactly. The internet was like years away.
And you found nothing in the bushes in the local park.
There was nothing in the bushes in the local park. I didn't have the nerve to try and pretend to like my balls hadn't dropped and go and say, "Excuse me, can I have that magazine up there?" I couldn't do anything like that. So it was perfect because if your mum came in, you went, "I'm just listening to the Frankie album with the headphones on, box of Kleenex right by your side."
Come on, Eileen.
Come on, Eileen.
So it was Ronald Reagan.
Yeah.
And it was Konstantin Chernenko.
There you go. I think he was the one between Brezhnev and Gorbachev.
Wow.
There you go. Welcome to the political podcast.
Yeah.
I mean, we've done everything in this podcast. We've done politics, we've done everything.
It's just a Wednesday night.
It's just a normal Wednesday night. It is. Okay, so Kim, 1985.
Okay, so again, a lot to choose from, but finally I went with A Good Heart by Fergal Sharkey. Yes. Yeah. And it's still a song I listen to a lot now.
It was a departure for him, wasn't it? Because obviously being in the
Undertones,
the punk band, was a pop one, wasn't it? And I always remember him coming on the
nice suit and his floppy hair.
He had long hair, didn't he? And now he's become an ambassador for rivers. Who knew?
Yeah. Wow, there you go.
Like an environmental thing.
He is. But yeah, it was a very. How long was that at number one for?
It was 2 weeks.
Is that all? It seemed to be around for a long time, didn't it? But that's the thing, isn't it? Even when it got to number one, you heard it a lot because it would creep up the charts. As it were. Don't have that now, do you? Really?
No, I do. I do find it's a shame. I mean, I know that like as the age that I am, that you drift away from the popular music, if you like, and you become like your dad. Like my dad would have been in the 80s. Although saying that, my dad was trendier than I was, back in those days anyway. So, but it's really weird how you just lose touch of what the music. I look at now that so-called music now. I collected the first, I think, 100 copies, and then you look now and I don't recognize a single person or a single song on these albums now.
No.
Yeah.
But then you look back at these and you think, God, every single one of those songs is great. Every single one. Go on then, Neil. You're 1985.
So at this stage, I've become a huge fan of Madonna. And I'm going to put Into the Groove. I still love this song now. It's a great, great pop song. And it takes me back where I snuck into Where We Live in Cirencester Cinema to watch Desperately Seeking Susan because it was a 15 and I wasn't 15 quite then. Yeah, I know. Rebel. Yeah, I really got into Madonna in a big way at that time. Bought all the 12 inches. I've even got Borderline still on 12-inch, which people have offered me some great money for.
I bet.
And I'm
That's
like,
another great tune.
Yeah, I'm going to keep that one. But also, it reminded me of being ill. Into the Groove, and I got my gran came to drop some like sandwiches and everything off, and she said, "Do you want anything?" I said, "You wouldn't go to the shop and get me a magazine or something to read. I'm bored with the telly." And she said, "Yeah, what do you want?" I can't remember the magazine, but it was a dirty one. It was the first time they put Penthouse. Yeah, it was Penthouse, and they put seriously, this is a true story. They put the original Madonna nudes that she'd done in her early years and done a big thing on it. So I said to my gran, "Oh yeah, it's a men's magazine, but it's got a great article about Madonna called Penthouse." And she did. She bought me it without knowing. I felt a bit awful afterwards, but it was well used.
It's a good job you never asked her to go and buy you Come On Eileen, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, if we're being open about these stories,
Absolutely.
bless her. She only died a couple of years ago, nearly 100. But yeah, wow. she was a one. She yeah. I can always remember that. Yeah, it's called Penthouse. I said it's about cars and they got pop stars in.
You must have been really ill for her to think I'm gonna do something for him just to make sure he's all right.
I was probably off sick all week. I remember it well. There you go. But, hey,
fair play.
Yeah, if you don't try, you don't get.
Exactly. I completely agree. So what that was Into the Groove, yeah? 4 weeks that was at number 1.
Yeah, great song.
Wonderful. Okay, mine was a toss-up between two in this particular year. Easy Lover for me is a fantastic tune. Yeah. Philip Bailey with Phil Collins. But I've actually gone for I Want to Know What Love Is.
Foreigner.
Yeah.
Number 1 for 3 weeks.
I'm
not sure whether I had this in my like sad song thing, but again, it's amazing vocals. Lou Gramm, wasn't it? Wasn't he Lou Gramm?
I think so, yeah.
The singer of Foreigner.
Yeah.
But it's a great song. And it's one of those songs that I can remember being played, or Jonathan King, if you remember Jonathan King.
Yeah.
He used to do Entertainment USA.
Yeah. Are we supposed to bring his name up?
Well, we're not, but I can always remember.
I remember the TV series.
With the fact that it started off as being like a little bit on Top of the Pops, didn't it?
That's it.
Where you do like a little rundown of what was hot in America. Yeah. And then it would be a whole half an hour. And I used to sit, because I was like obsessed with America. And it always seemed to be the height of glamour if you saw things from America. So when you heard of movies that we weren't going to get for 6 months, or it was going to be songs that had come out, and I can always remember, like, I Want to Know What Love Is was being, he played it on there for like 30 seconds. And then it came out, I don't know how many weeks or months later, and it was like, and it went to number 1. Just a fantastic song.
It is a great song.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful
anthemic.
song.
Anthemic.
Yeah.
Kim, 1986, please.
Okay, 86. This was quite a difficult one again for me, because it was the Pet Shop Boys were coming out and there was still Wham around. And my favorite ever George Michael song was number 1 in this year. But I've gone with Don't Leave Me This Way by the Communards, because I love that song.
Well, their version of it, or do you like the original?
I mean, I love everybody's version of it. but no, the Communards version was still my favorite.
Yeah. Who was the female vocalist on?
Oh God.
Very deep voice.
Yes. I can't remember what her name was.
No.
But really good. Really good.
Yeah. And of course, was the I can't think of his name now. Richard. He's a priest. Coles.
Yeah.
Who we got to speak to, didn't we?
Reverend Richard Coles.
Richard Coles. Why I upset?
Yeah.
Oh, how did you do that, pal?
Because we were talking. Obviously, it's on our This Country podcast.
Yeah.
And I mentioned the bit when he was saying about slugs took her from behind. I mean, his attitude seems to change from that moment. He didn't seem to be quite as sort of warm towards me as he had been for the
yes, podcast. You don't talk about taking from behind to the man of the cloth.
No.
It's a touchy subject.
Touching the cloth, yes.
Yeah.
You can listen to that episode if you go to WTAF, and it's the Richard Coles episode. I'm pretty sure I didn't edit it out or anything. I just kept it all in there. But
You've got it.
You got to. So that was
a great song. Another great pop song.
And again, 4 weeks at number
4
one.
weeks at number one.
Jimmy Somerville always looked like he was having a great time when he was singing, didn't he? The way he danced. I always think that man's got proper moves.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, but I think you need to have small hips to do moves like that. I don't, because he does sort of like go sort of side to side. I think if you've got a little bit of if you got a little bit of weightage on your hips, it tends to. I think.
Once you start, you don't stop.
You don't stop. Exactly.
It's like a lava lamp.
Yeah. Oh, dear. Although there is video of you trying to do moves like that, Neil.
That was not. Oh, very camp there. That was not for that song, though, was it?
No, that was. What was that to?
So
Man to Man Eats Band Parish.
That's it. Yeah.
Are you going to be adding that video, Pav?
Having what video?
The video of Neil doing.
Oh yeah, I can put that on the video playlist. Don't worry. I can.
Don't you be jealous of the way I swing that bag.
No, you can have the normal speed version, or you can have the high speed version. I've got a high speed version of it.
Wow.
Which is a delight. And don't be fooled. Neil absolutely loved it. You can see
I love that. It's a great song to dance to.
The look on his face. Yeah. He just lost himself. He thought he was there. He was there at the.
But Pav had to edit the video because by the time the song
how long
finished,
ago was this?
This was
2018, 2019.
Phoenix Festival of 2019. Yeah.
Wow.
He got up on the table and all of a sudden
he was on the straw bales.
Straw bales.
Yes, no, I don't know how many. There was quite a few people in there, and somebody blared it out, and I had a little dance, as you do.
Like you do, yeah.
Okay then, Neil. Your 1986
was the House Martins, or just House Martins and Caravan of Love.
Oh,
I still think it's a lovely song.
Yep.
Lovely song. I'm quite a fan of Paul Heaton.
Me too. I love him.
Yeah, I still think he's got it to this day. He writes very good songs. His lyrics are great.
Yeah.
But I was reading about the House Martins when I was looking at this. I thought I'm going to read into it. They reformed very briefly and did some specials. I don't know whether they were shows or whether they just got together and did it as whatever interviews and that. But it was only the three of them. Fatboy Slim, Norman Cook didn't bother.
No, he wouldn't, would he?
No, he just said no.
Didn't the drummer end up going to prison or something?
Apparently so, yeah, threatening somebody with an axe or something, isn't it? Or attacking somebody with an axe.
Oh gosh,
goodness me! What is it with these people that had number ones in the 80s?
Yeah, I was going to say
suicide.
The 80s. We all know what happened in the 80s.
Goodness me. So my 1986. Talking with you, Neil, about Madonna. It was True Blue.
True Blue.
Yeah.
Now I could have gone Papa Don't Preach. I could have. There's a lot. There's a lot.
Yeah.
Living Doll, Cliff Richard. Chain Reaction's a great song. When the Going Gets Tough was the one that I think I was, because the video for that, if you remember, that was from Jewel in the Nile.
The sequel to Romance in the Stone.
And the video had Michael Douglas, Kathleen Turner, and Danny DeVito in the video with their white suits on, doing the dancing.
Yeah.
And I can always remember because in the original video, when it's the saxophone solo, Danny DeVito puts some black sunglasses on and plays the saxophone.
That's right.
And then they had to re-edit it because it was something to do with like the musicians union, that they weren't allowed to show Danny DeVito playing the saxophone because he wasn't in the music union. So they had to get somebody else, an actual musician, to do that part.
Wow.
So I think if you find the video now, again, on the video playlist, I'll see which version is on there.
But I remember Danny DeVito playing the sax.
Yeah, no, it was on there. There were the versions, and then they had to change it. Now I don't know whether they changed it just for like Top of the Pops, or whether it was for, I don't know. But it'll be interesting when I try and find the video.
Yeah,
it's on all of them or not, but we'll see. Go on then, Kim. 19. I'm full of facts tonight.
You are.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Every day is a school day.
Right then, Kim, 1987.
Okay, 1987. I was torn between 2 Pet Shop Boys songs and finally plumped for It's a Sin.
It's a Sin. Great tune.
You're
Yes.
a great Pet Shop Boys
I
fan,
am.
are you, Kim?
I am. Yeah,
love
I
the
love Pet Shop Boys. Yeah.
Have you ever seen them live?
I unfortunately not. No.
Oh,
I keep rewatching the Glastonbury set that they did,
yeah,
and it's just phenomenal.
I think I've seen them 4 times now.
Wow.
They are so
Yes.
Greedy
good.
bastard.
Yeah, I know.
But well,
I
you
know.
could when they play local to you in Swindon, you can't miss them, can you?
Swindon? Where did
Yeah,
they
they
play
played the Oasis. I had tickets, and I was all. It was when I was
Wow.
married. I was supposed to be going with my wife. I still went. Couldn't get anyone because my wife at the time was very ill, so she couldn't go. I couldn't get anyone to join me, so I ended up taking my mum. I couldn't look any more gay, could I?
It's true. I can't believe they played the Oasis.
Yeah, didn't your granny want to go?
Oh no, she was too busy
Buying you jizz mags.
buying me magazine. Well, no, we'd moved on then. She was buying me the videos now.
Ah, right.
Yeah.
Well done, Granny.
But yeah, great song, Kim. Great song.
Yeah.
Great. I very nearly had it as mine.
Yeah.
3 weeks at number 1.
Yeah.
And Always on My Mind was the other one.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
yeah. Again, I think they cover songs really, really well.
They do.
They do.
They do.
Absolutely. We have. I think we have a top 10 coming up of top 10 cover songs, which will be coming up in a few few weeks. And I think there is a couple of theirs. Yeah, without a doubt. But there's. I think this 87 is when they start getting a little bit ropey.
Yeah.
You know, and not
a change was coming, but it wasn't here yet.
Yeah. But there are a few. I think this is also when Stock Aitken and Waterman started. Infiltrating the charts a little bit, and you can tell.
Yeah.
And also Star Trekking by The Firm, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, that could do a burn, can't it?
Oh dear. I just ruined what your number 1's going to be.
No, I didn't like that song. My brother bought that.
Did he?
And then insisted on using my record player to play it, and I never liked it back then. I used to just think, oh, come on.
Oh dear. Go on then, give us your number 1 for 87.
So this wasn't written in the 80s, it was written before. It was used in an advertising campaign. It was Ben E. King's Stand By Me. And the reason I chose this song is special to me. It means a lot to me. So I just had to put it in. I think it's a lovely, lovely song. Everybody should be able to sing along with this one.
Yeah.
It's a great song. Great song. It was Levi's, wasn't it? No, it wasn't.
It was.
Yes, it was. Yeah,
it was Levi's, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Because again, this is going
I was suddenly thinking of the grapes. I've heard it through the grapevine.
No, this is going to the height of
the Levi ads, wasn't
the
it?
Levi ads, wasn't it? Or was 86? Because there was.
Should I stay or should I go?
Yeah, you also had Heard It Through the Grapevine was definitely one of them.
Yeah. Well, I thought that was
I thought that went to number 1. They Heard It Through the Grapevine. Maybe it didn't.
It did, but they did it with the actual grapes singing it. Do you remember that?
Grapes singing it?
Yeah, there was like the Raisins or something sang Heard It Through the Grapevine in their own squeaky little voice. Not like it's a single on a TV advert I'm talking about.
Oh, right. No, but I Heard It Through the Grapevine was also used for the 501s as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, I thought it was.
That was the Nick Kamen one, I think.
Yeah, when he went in the laundrette.
Yeah.
Well, they can use it twice, surely, the music.
If they pay enough for it. Probably.
Yeah, but I don't think they had the high voices for
No. And there wasn't grapes dancing to raisins. No,
I don't know what you're talking about.
So what was the Stand By Me? Was that the laundrette? No, what was the laundrette?
Laundrette was Heard It Through the Grapevine. That was Nick Kamen, yeah.
Was Stand By Me the one when he sat in the bar?
It might have been.
I don't remember.
We'll find out on the video playlist. Anybody come and join our Patreon to be able to see it. I mean, obviously, or just go to YouTube and put it in. But if you want to hear all the, see all the other videos, come and join the Patreon. So that was yours. My 87 was "You Win Again" by the Bee Gees. Another fantastic song. I was looking on, as I do, you look on social media and Facebook, and I noticed that there is a Bee Gees tribute act playing the Wyvern in February in Swindon.
Wow.
And I was watching their little promo. They had like a little 5-minute promo of loads of songs, and my God, they sound just like the Bee Gees.
Are you gonna go?
Wow.
It's weird because I like the Bee Gees, but when you put a 5-minute compilation of all their a lot of their songs, you think, Jesus, how many great songs did the Bee Gees do? And different style. I mean, they started off very folky, didn't they? And then they obviously the disco and Saturday Night Fever, Blitz, and then the sort of 80s, 90s pop kind of stuff. Unbelievable songwriting, absolutely unbelievable songwriting, and banger after banger after banger,
and for other people as well.
And for indeed, Diana Ross, Barbara Streisand, Celine Dion, Dionne Warwick. But it did make me think. I might go and watch these guys, because the guy that was doing the Barry Gibb, unbelievable, and that's not an easy voice to try and replicate. B, you got the fact that they do some really original kind of harmonies between the three of them. I thought to myself, they might actually get my. It was in February, I think. But
wow,
I'd only be happy if Barry walked on stage and went. Oh
my God, I've got that somewhere, haven't I? Let's see if I've still got that. There we go.
There you go.
That was Glastonbury, wasn't it?
Yeah, looked at his wife or whatever on the side of the stage.
Unbelievable. God bless you, Barry. God bless you, Barry. Okay, that's 87. So let's go on. So we've only got 2 more years left.
I know.
Okay, let's see if we can do it without the connection going. 88 then.
Okay,
Kim.
88 for me. I'm afraid I did jump on the old Stock Aitken and Waterman thing, and it's I Owe You Nothing by Bros. Massive Bros fan. I still am.
Bottle tops on your shoes.
Yes.
Still?
Yep. I went to Wembley to the reunion in 2017.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that after the documentary or the film was released?
Yeah. That I know everybody raves about that, but I don't think they came out of that too well. But
no.
No.
I was going to ask you, as a massive fan, and I only saw little bits of that documentary.
Yeah.
Do you think that's exactly how they are? Because they seem a little bit up their own asses, or was that?
No, I don't think that's a good representation of how they actually are.
Right.
Obviously, I don't know them that well, although I have met them both separately. But no, I think it was easy at the time to make a documentary like that, and I think there are a lot of other Bros fans that think that they come out better than they have. Because
it rejuvenated them, though, didn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, they went on.
Yeah,
and had
got
a
people.
sellout tour.
Yeah, absolutely. Got people talking about them and everything again. But obviously, for me, I was a fan at the start. I was too old to be a Brosette at the time. I would have been this was 88, so I would have been 17 at that time, when most of their fans were sort of 13 and 14. But yeah. But yeah.
Hey, if you like music, who cares? Eh?
It wasn't necessarily the music.
Oh, you like the voice. What was the dark-haired one? Was it Craig?
That was Craig Logan, who I believe went on to be quite a good and well-off music producer.
Oh, really?
So I think at the end of the day, he did a lot better than either of the.
Didn't he famously keep his money, whereas the twins lost all theirs, didn't they?
Yeah.
And which one was it? Because I always get the mix. So which one was the drummer?
That was Luke.
That was Luke. Now, he the one that went on to be an actor?
He's a movie. Yeah, he produces a lot of movies now, and he starred in some as well. Blade, he was in Blade.
He's the one that was in Blade.
Yeah. And Matt did the crooner residency in Vegas for 10 years, 11 years.
I think I bought. Luke did a solo single, didn't he? It's something about Walking in the Summer Rain or something.
Probably something like that. Yeah.
It was a really good song. It's sort of quite edgy and a bit rocky and stuff.
He does still do a bit of music, but when I remember seeing when they did their reforming in 2017, he had to relearn to play the drums again because he obviously forgotten it all. But So
nice. Go on then, Neil. You're 88.
So this year gave them their very first number one after researching. Yes, it's U2 Desire.
I thought it would be.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a great song. You're not a fan of U2, Kim?
I'm not a huge fan of U2. They've done some really good songs. I just think that their lead singer is a little bit outspoken and
he has been, but he's been doing the rounds, hasn't he? He's got a biography out at the moment, or a book of some variety out at the moment, and I think he's been coming across really well. I mean, he's apologized for the Apple thing, right? Which is a great step up. Because I don't know. I think he came across really well, but I have to say, I think the 80s albums of U2 are by far their best.
Yeah.
So and Desire was a Rattle and Hum that was on, wasn't it?
Yeah, Rattle and Hum. Yeah,
a great album. Yeah, it was. Are you a fan of that song, Pav? Yeah. You're gonna answer all your questions with that, are you, Pav? Yeah. Got any questions for him, Kim? Yeah. Yeah. What do you say when you come on Eileen? Yeah.
Ask me that question again, Neil.
What do you say when you come on Eileen? Get down! Boys and their toys.
Boys and their toys, indeed. Okay, my 1988. Yaz and the Plastic Population. Yeah. The Only Way Is Up. This reminds me of nightclubbing and things like that. It was one of those songs, and I can always remember, she was very, very tall, wasn't she? Yes. Or she seemed to be very, very tall.
She was tall. I can vouch for that.
Oh, can you?
She came to Siren Sister around that time, 88, 89, where we live, and I bumped into her, spoke to her, couldn't get a picture because I didn't have a camera or a mobile phone at that time, but got her to sign my bag that I had, a plastic bag. A fag packet? No, probably not. They were probably hidden somewhere back in that time.
From American viewers, that's a cigarette packet.
Cigarette packet. Yeah. Some smokes.
Some smokes.
But so I did get to speak to her very briefly, and yes, she was very tall.
She was. Oh, there you go.
And very pregnant.
I'm very pregnant.
Yeah, nothing to do with me.
So he says.
It was 1988, or was it 1980? Yeah, was it 88?
88, yeah.
Could you just hang on for 20 years while the camera phone gets... just wait there for a sec.
Yeah.
Okay, we're at the final year. So, 1989.
Following on from what we were saying before about how music was changing and, the whole... we were leaving old things behind. My choice for 89 is Black Box, Ride on Time.
Do you know, funnily enough, I just heard that song on the radio today.
Did you? For the first still time does get played an awful lot still, doesn't it?
It does. Well, it's a great sort of, what, I don't know, dance tune?
Dance track. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, because the lady on the video and that was on Top of the Pops was a bit of a Milli Vanilli, wasn't it? That wasn't the woman.
That wasn't the one that was singing. Yeah,
miming away. And she said on an interview that she had no idea what words she was even miming. No. She was just basically going,
"Wow."
Yeah,
gosh. But that was done a lot. If you watch Top of the Pops from like say 88 through to 98, probably 2000.
Well, yeah, because the famous one is the Meatloaf one, obviously. Very famous for that.
Very famous.
Very famous.
Go on then, Neil. You're 89 then, please.
So I've gone back for another Madonna song. Okay. And we talk about great videos. This one had a fantastic video. It's Like a Prayer.
That's my 1989.
What a song. Wow. What a video. And it's the brunette Madonna, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Came back with the dyed hair. The Queen of Change, I think that woman always has been, always kept relevant.
Unfortunately, not now. Unfortunately, not now. She's not relevant, and is a bit of a mess, I have to say.
She looks a mess with all that plastic surgery.
TikTok videos she's doing. It looks sad.
Does it really? I wouldn't know. But I watched a gig they showed on TV. The gig that she toured. She did the Palladium, didn't she? It was the date she did here, and that whole show. It was like a theatre show, but with all her songs. I nearly swore, Kim.
Yeah,
Absolutely
I know,
fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
But when was that? That was
blew me away. That was
pre-COVID
just
time,
before
wasn't it?
COVID. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
it
it's only,
seems like
what,
COVID.
3
I'm
years
surprised they haven't done a theatre show of her music, you know, like other groups or artists have had done.
Wouldn't
Like a
surprise me.
Virgin, the show.
Mm. Mm.
I'm just going to leave that one on there for all time now,
Yeah.
because I think that answers all the questions.
Yeah, if you're stuck for words, you could just use that.
Use that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, and then get the No Limit song for the no.
No.
Have that for no, and have that for yeah.
You'll be like that bloke out of Vicar of Dibley. You could do no. Yeah.
It will be. Yeah, so mine is the same, and it had I mean, she loved controversy, didn't she?
Yeah.
Absolutely loved it, and the video with a black messiah, if you like, a black Christ-like figure in the video.
And wasn't it the time that she was advertising Pepsi as well, wasn't it?
I think
I'm
it was.
sure it was.
That's
Yeah.
right.
They had a big hoo-ha between.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
That's right.
But yeah, I think that was her at her absolute peak, Madonna. But you can't. I mean, look, she's 65 now. Is she something like that? 64, 65, I think.
58, wasn't it? I always remember she was born in 1958. So there you go. 64, yeah.
64. Anyway, so I think what we should do is, if we just, because normally we'll do our 10 to 2 and then reveal our number ones. We'll just go through. Kim, give us your 1980 to 1989 again.
Okay, so, oh, blimey, I wasn't expecting that. Here we go. Okay, so in 1980, it was Atomic by Blondie. In 1981 was Imagine, John Lennon.
Yeah.
1982 was Come On Eileen, Dexy's Midnight Runners. Karma Chameleon by Culture Club for 83. Do They Know It's Christmas? Band-Aid, 84. Yeah. A Good Heart by Fergal Sharkey for 1985. And the Communards for 1986 with Don't Leave Me This Way. Yeah. Next one, 87, is the Pet Shop Boys, It's a Sin. Yeah. And Ross, I Owe You Nothing at 89. No, 88.
Yay.
Sorry, yeah. And Ride on Time by Black Box for 1989.
Mwah.
Lovely.
Go on then, Neil.
Okay, so 1980, I had David Bowie and Ashes to Ashes.
Atomic.
81, John Lennon and Imagine.
Get down!
82 was Madness, House of Fun. Yeah. 83 was The Police, Every Breath You Take. Yeah. 84 was Frankie Goes to Hollywood, Two Tribes.
Mwah.
And 85, Madonna, Into the Groove. 86 was House Martins, Caravan of Love. Yeah. 87, Benny King, Stand By Me. Yeah. 88, U2, Desire. And 89, Madonna, Like a Prayer.
Poo bags.
Oh,
I'm getting all the old jingles out now.
you are now.
Oh, no, I haven't got my list up. So, okay, mine was 1980, Xanadu, Olivia Newton-John, Nielo.
Yeah. Sorry,
I'll do that for each one.
Okay.
81, Under Pressure, Queen and David Bowie.
Yeah.
82, Land of Make Believe, Bucks Fizz.
Yeah.
83, Down Under, Men at Work.
Ta-da!
84, The Power of Love, Frankie Goes to Hollywood.
That's all you got. I can't. The Kiss. I can't.
Oh, right, sorry.
trying to
85, I Want to Know What Love Is, Foreigner.
Yeah.
That was a U2 Barry Gibb crossover.
It was. Yeah. Ta-da! Yeah.
86, True Blue, Madonna.
Yeah.
87, You Win Again, Bee Gees.
Ta-da!
88, The Only Way Is Up, Yaz and the Plastic Population.
Yeah.
And 89, Like a Prayer, Madonna. Oh, no, nothing for that one then. Right, okay.
It's just a kiss and a wink. I gave you a kiss and a wink.
Did you give me a kiss and a wink?
Yeah.
Mwah.
My kisses don't come out as loud as that.
No, they don't. No. We had a couple of honourable mentions. Liz Art said Physical, Olivia Newton-John. So many songs I like, but this one is an energetic one, not sad like the other ones I like. Oh. Jane Miles said All of Them. Lol.
Oh, greedy.
Brandon Watson, who's from America, said Betty Davis Eyes. Simply
great
for
song.
Kim
Kim
Carnes' epic
Yeah.
vocals.
Yeah.
And Dan Harper said Jump by Van Halen. It was their first #1 and the first record I ever owned.
Great song.
Wow.
There you go. That's it. We managed to get through it in the end.
Yeah. Yeah, technical issues, but
Technical issues, but it doesn't matter, does it? Because with the power of editing, you at home listening and watching will have no idea of the kind of things we've had to go through tonight to get this episode to you. So there you go. That was loads of fun. That was loads of fun.
It was fun.
So the 80s, I think the 80s have done now. I don't think I can't think of any other angle we can do for the 80s. We've
it'll
done
be
albums.
80s movies, wouldn't it?
Movies, yeah.
I suppose. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
You could go a year and your favourite movie from that year. You see?
You can. I promise I won't. I bet there's people listening to this going, oh God, what's he doing? I'm going to turn it off. He keeps playing that bloody noise. Kim, thank you so much for joining us.
Not a problem. It's been such a good laugh. Thank you.
Good. And you'll come and
guys.
join us again in the new year, I'm sure.
I hope so. Yeah.
Well, 80s
definitely.
movies.
80s movies, 80s
Excellent.
anything.
We could do that. Indeed. Now, we know you're on your dinner hour at the call centre, so we'll let you get off.
Hour, blimey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, God, you're going to get paid for that second hour, I'll tell you. Neil, before we go, do you want to tell everybody how they can get in touch with us and all that gubbins?
I will. I'll do it a bit slower than I did last week. That was a bit quick,
fine.
wasn't it? So come help support the podcast at patreon.com/top10pods. All sorts of rewards where you could be a guest yourself, like the wonderful Kim here. Do email us at toptenpods@hotmail.com to give us any questions or any suggestions for a top 10 yourself. You can find us on all the social medias at Top 10 Pods. Give us a click, give us a like, give us a follow, and then check out all of our links via the LINKTREE. You can find the link in the show notes, and do please come subscribe, leave a review, rating wherever you get your podcast from.
Beautifully done, Neil. Beautifully done.
Ah,
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Kim.
thank you.
Wonderfully done, as always. Thank you very much, Neil.
Thank you very much, Kim. Thank you very much, Pav.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, everybody, for listening and watching. And let's go start the countdown.